For it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by the slave woman and one by the free woman. His son by the slave woman was born in the ordinary way, but the son by the free woman was born as a result of a promise. These things may be taken figuratively. For the women represent two different covenants. One covenant is from Mount Sinai and bears children who are slaves. This is Hagar. We're going to come back and walk through this slowly. Now, Hagar stands for Mount Sinai in Arabia and corresponds to the present city of Jerusalem because she is in slavery with her children. But the Jerusalem that is above is free, and she is the mother of us all. For it is written, Be glad, O barren woman who bears no children. Break forth and cry aloud, who have no labor pains. Because more are the children of the desolate woman than of her who has a husband. This really seems to say that the covenant that comes from Mount Sinai or the Torah is done away with. You could actually, and people do, they come up with that particular interpretation. But let's see if this holds water as we work through here. So we have two covenants. We have one that's from Mount Sinai and one that is from above. That's what it seems to say. But in reality, that's not what it says. It says this. It says in verse 24, these things may be taken figuratively. For the women represent two covenants. One covenant's from Mount Sinai and gave birth to children that became slaves. So one of the covenants gave birth to slavery, to legalism. And that comes from Hagar. Then he says there's another covenant that comes from Jerusalem that is above, that is free. Free what? Do you think that Paul is saying free to do whatever we want, free to be lawless, right when he just said that you can't change the covenants, and that Yeshua now has authority over us, that we need to keep the Torah, Romans 3:31. He upholds the law, all of these different things. He could not be speaking out of both. He's not telling us that we are free to do whatever we want, that we're free to be lawless. He's saying that we are free from legalism. We are free from the religious bondage and from the bondage of sin. We are free from the bondage that the enemy has over us because we broke God's law. We are free from the religious law of the people that have enslaved us and the religious system. He just gave examples about how if you go back and do these legalistic things that are not found in the Scriptures, that you will be enslaved all over again, just like you were when you served other gods. It's all about religious legalism. And that's what he's saying here, is that Mount Sinai gave birth to slavery. And all of Jerusalem is in slavery right now with her children because of the religious system. The religious system went far beyond the simpleton of the Torah. And the Torah really is not super complex, even today. There's no temple. Most of us don't live in the land. That cuts out several hundred laws that we're required to keep. There's no altar, so there's no Levitical priesthood. It really is not that difficult, but if you start adding and subtracting from the law, it becomes legalism. And that's what Paul is railing against, is quit adding to the law. It's destroying the ability for the people to actually keep it.